Feel pretty good.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another BSC video. Today I'm going to talk about why people give up on new skills or perhaps things that they've been doing for a long time. We dive into the research a little bit more and hopefully it'll help us uncover the main reasons as to why people give up on skills, and hopefully it'll give us some insight into how to keep going and just knowing how to not give up over time. Before we start though, as you guys would have seen, got a fresh new pair of kicks. Under Armour have been my go-to brand for the last few years, just super comfortable, super supportive, and I'm pretty happy with them. So they're my go-to shoe band, but I want to know your go-to shoe band. So let me know down in the comments what you think. Are you more of a Mizuno person? Are you more of a Puma, Asics, I don't know, Lotto? Which one are you? Let me know down below. All right, let's get it going. It's bloody hot at the moment. It actually feels like 42 degrees. Thankfully, we've got this spot under cover, so I'll be doing most of my filming here in the shade so I don't get absolutely crucified or burnt to a crisp. So whether it's learning a new language, maybe playing the guitar, impersonating elites like Rafa Nadal, or learning a new sport, it really is challenging to get to a point where you become fluent and autonomous at the skill that you're trying to gain. The reality is, as the research will exemplify, and as you've probably already seen in real life, is not many people get to these points where they're just excelling and everything is autonomous and perfect. Not trying to be all doom and gloom though, it is doable. It just takes a lot in many respects, and hopefully this video will teach you a few little things that you need to keep in mind when you're trying to become autonomous with those skills. So why do people give up on learning new skills? Well, I think this first one probably goes without saying, but I'll do it anyway. It's a lack of passion and perseverance. I really like this point, and it comes back to a book that I was reading a little while ago, Grit by Angela Duckworth, who does a really good job to simplify the two terms, as you'll see on screen, and I'll explain. So passion is basically, trying to simplify it as much as possible, is a long-term adherence to goals and interests stemming from enjoyment. Perseverance, on the other hand, is the ability to overcome setbacks and finish what you've started. So a couple of pretty good simple definitions there, and it really prompts the thought, and the question that needs to be asked is, before you actually try and progress a skill, is it something that you're actually passionate in doing and that you're willing to persevere with over time? Intrinsic motivators generally lead to more long-term achievement and satisfaction, as opposed to extrinsic factors such as money and fame, and this has been exemplified in a number of research papers. Ideally, you have a combination of both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation coming together to help you get to the point where you want to get to with skills. But for the purposes of this video, I'll quote this little extract from Yves Carlin and colleagues' paper, who focused on students working through long-term challenging tasks. In their literature review, they revealed that intrinsic motivation results in higher quality learning, such as higher perspective, greater effort, and use of strategies. The results of Carlin and colleagues' study itself is consistent with the view that an incremental theory, or in other words, an internal belief that mastery can be achieved throughout all stages of skill development through effort and hard work, orients students more towards intrinsic motivation, which potentiates mastery, and less so towards extrinsic motivation. So some pretty good research there. I'm not going to sit here and bore you guys with anything more, because that research is fairly consistent with a number of papers that I did end up looking at. And I guess it comes down to, if you're really serious about learning a new skill to the extent you set out to achieve it in, consistency is key, but also perseverance. And this is where your intrinsic motivation comes in, your internal desire to actually achieve where you want to go, because there's going to be days where you feel like you haven't got any better, or maybe there'll be days where you don't really want to practice, but the ability to get through these times say a lot about your character and the intrinsic motivation that you've built to try and help achieve this skill and get better and better at it. I actually did a short video on consistency some time ago, so if you've got a spare 4 minutes, go check it out. I'll link it in the bio. There is some context from this video to that one as well. All right, let's break up this research a little bit. Before we go into our next point, I wanted to take you guys to the Palmerston markets. It was the last one of the year before the wet season closure. As we're hitting November, it's the start of the wet season here in Darwin. So I'm gonna take you there and hope you enjoy the snippets. hope you guys enjoyed those snippets from the markets. As you can see, it's all happening. They got the live music, they got the food, they got the little souvenir shops. So yeah, sad to see it go for a little while, but there is plenty of markets up here that go year round anyway. So moving on to point 2 now, climbing Mount Stupid. I want you to all take a look at this graph from Adam Grant's book, Think Again, The Power of Knowing What You Don't Know. Is this a common trend that you come across when learning a new skill? I'll admit that this has been the case for me many times, but most recently probably with my tennis. My brother, my friend Sammy and myself absolutely tore up this Div 9 competition in Canberra, and to be honest, I don't know about what the others felt, but I thought I was pretty bloody good. Now in the grand scheme of things, obviously I was pretty shit outs, but I do enjoy having a hit from time to time, probably a couple of times a week actually, and it's been good to see my skills sort of progress a little bit. Not that much, so to be honest, I'm probably still in the valley of despair, as you can see on the graph. But I know if I want to get better, that obviously passion, perseverance, and consistency are all really important. And if anything, it's good that I've already climbed Mount Stupid now, because I realise how shit I really am. And if I really want to get better, then it's going to be such a grind to actually get to a level that maybe would be better than most. Essentially, the whole climbing Mount Stupid thing, it's pretty much saying that your confidence outweighs your competence. So you're really confident and you cock a hoop about how good you think you are, but realistically speaking, you're pretty shit. Like you're not that confident at what you're doing. Now I also like this quote from Adam Grant's book, and it reads that when we lack the knowledge and skills to achieve excellence, we sometimes lack the knowledge and skills to judge excellence. This insight should immediately put your favourite ignoramuses in their place. Before we poke fun at them though, it's worth remembering that we've all been there. So the quote just basically shows we're all human, and a little bit of self-awareness in the whole climbing Mount Stupid process could actually go a long way into just accepting reality. Before we wrap up the video, got a few gym snippets, so I'm gonna show you into those ones. Let's go, Anytime Fitness Stu! Hope you all enjoyed the schnips and hope you all enjoyed this video. Those were a couple of reasons as to why we give up on a skill, or we don't achieve a skill to the extent that we want to, or we set out to achieve them in. And yeah, hopefully you all learned a little bit along the way. If you did enjoy the video, you know what to do. Go ahead, give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you click subscribe and turn post notifications on so you don't miss videos like these and many more. If you are new to BSC videos, welcome along. It's so good to have your support. I really appreciate it. And thank you very much again for taking the time out to listen, and we'll see you all in the next video. Peace.